Right, here we go. Now then, I've got no torch on me. I've got no torch whatsoever. Why? Because I'm useless, that's why. I forgot it. And I really do need to get my bearings. It is light outside because you can see light coming through the door there, so I've never been in this section, I'm sure. Well, it's just all plastic, isn't it? So you're probably going to hear that door just swinging from side to side, that's all. Right, Jesus Christ, Stuart, you should have brought your fucking torch with you, man. Eden Camp, we're here again. But I'm not in the makeshift fabrication house that you saw us in last time. In other words, a prefab building. I feel like when we're stepping forward, I'm going to fall down something. But I literally can't see. If I needed to itch my arse, I couldn't find it. It's that dark. Literally. Just trying to find my way around here now. Right, we'll just stand there for a minute. I'm going to be completely honest with everyone now. I mean, I'm just in one of these hangars. Obviously everything's a mock-up in here. Whether this is haunted or not, I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know. But one thing is for sure, that prefab building that we went in some time ago, that is haunted. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. Why? I've no idea. I don't have the answers for that. But then, this might be just as haunted. Who knows? I'm just saying what's on my mind at the moment. Alright. But I've just got no plan of where I'm going or what the hell I'm going to do. All I can do is just walk and talk. But, however, people, one thing we do know, and the ace up any ghost hunter's sleeve, is this. Regardless of wherever you are, if you know it's haunted, you're okay. In other words, the land is haunted. It's holding memories, things that have gone on there, and people who have passed away and died of whatever cause, they're still going to be here on the land. You see, it might not be anything to do with the building I'm in currently. That's got nothing to do with it. It's where we're at. So I believe this used to be a prisoner of war camp. So we'll just ask out and just see. We'll just see what goes on, eh? There are noises around. That isn't anything paranormal, folks. That's just the wind is somewhat picking up outside. Nothing major, but there is a breeze out there, and it's what's causing the door to swing back and forth, a bit like a saloon door in a Clint Eastwood movie. I can't see a fucking thing. I'm gonna have to turn this viewfinder on. I can't see shit. Apologise for my language. Is there anybody here? My name is Stuart, alright? My name's Stuart. I'm in like a corrugated hangar, and the theme for this hangar is U-boats. So as I'm walking around, it looks like I'm inside of a U-boat. I'm not addressing this to the people at home. I'm not doing that. I'm addressing it to the spirits out there. I'm telling them as much information as I possibly can so they know who I am and where I am and why I'm here. And the object of me being here is to come and speak to whoever may be here. Are there any gentlemen or ladies present here now? I'm not going to ask for any children because I don't think this would be a place for young children to be. Someone might correct me on that, but I don't believe so. Are there any spirits walking around that can see me or even hear my voice? I'm getting used to my surroundings now, people. Is it possible at all you can come and touch me? I've got a device in my hand. It's called a camera. You'll know what a camera is. It's completely different to what it was in your day when you used to use cameras. There's a lot smaller and there's a lot more technology involved with these. And they're not as big as what they used to use in the war. However, it's still a camera, and this is what I'm holding, and I'm filming myself. I'm talking into the camera for the people at home so they know what I'm doing. So if it's at all possible, you can come and do something. Come and pull on my clothing, make the temperature go much colder than what it is now. It's roughly 18 degrees now. That's what it is outside. It's kind of that inside, if I'm being honest. I don't think it's much difference. But it's deathly quiet now, you can't hear anything. I'm in the middle of the building where when I walked in at the start, you could see the daylight, you could hear the wind, you could hear the door moving. When I was at that end, at the other end of the building, you could hear the trees and the branches and some of the birds tweeting away as well. But now I'm in the middle, silence. Hope that explains something. Okay. It's quite strange actually that, because I'm actually smelling. You probably already guessed what I'm smelling. It's like pipe tobacco. Now, I don't think there'd be anything pumped in down here, because in some of these, when you go to like places like stately homes, that kind of stuff, they pump the smell through, don't they, to give you that sense of this is what it was like back in the day, so to speak. But I don't think they'd be smoking pipe tobacco or cigars or cigarettes in these U-boats, especially, you know, with all this oil around anyway. Again, I could be wrong, but that's what I was smelling. But that's since gone now. That's no longer here. It wasn't a figment of my imagination. I did smell that. But obviously you can only take me on that word, can't you? Of what I'm saying. But it's very, very quiet. Very quiet indeed. Oh, it looks like a bit of walkway, that. Oh, you know them drains that you get on your driveway or in car parks? I think it's called eco drains. It looks like the top, doesn't it? But that's red. I've got some taps here. If at all possible, could you make a noise? Or these taps here, they're not real taps. Well, they are, but they're not plumbed into anything. They're just set dressing is what this is. If you could turn these and make a squeaking sound like that. Or even do that if you can. Just do something so we know you're here. That's locked, I can't get in there. But anyway, that is that. We'll quickly go on to another hangar. Yeah, that pipe tobacco was a bit odd. I don't know. I'll have to ask someone if it's something that's actually if it's something that they actually pump into this place. I wouldn't have thought so, but I'll just go and find another hangar now. In fact, you might as well come with me, hadn't you? Take the night vision off so it's not too, and we'll just flick it to daytime colour so you can see yourself what's going on. So that's where I've just been. Inside there. Is it haunted? I absolutely don't know, but I know what I smelt. I don't know what this is that we're going into. Drink and be merry. I don't know, but anyway, we're going to have to go into night vision because we're not going to see where we're going. So we'll pump some night vision into this and hope for the best. So it's another one of these mazes, isn't it? Is what we're going into. If there's anybody here, can you please come and do something for me? Show me a sign. Anything at all so I know you're here. If there's any war veterans, any men or women who either worked here or were captured here when this was a prisoner of war camp. Maybe you've got fond memories of being here, or maybe you didn't like being here. I don't know. I'm asking all these different questions. I know I'm asking them relatively fast, but I'm just trying to get it out there first. Can you come and walk around me? I'm not here in any way to judge you for what you've done, or for whatever crimes you may have committed in order to be here. Maybe you were just unlucky you got caught and you were brought along when you shouldn't have been here anyway. Maybe there are some real nasty spirits with us now who don't want me here. And that's okay. If you don't want me here, you're going to have to make me go then, aren't you? Can't see a bloody thing. Hello? I'm hearing metal, like grinding metal. I don't know why I'd hear that. I really don't know. There's no need for me to hear that. There is something banging outside, but I think that's might be a flagpole or something, or a door. But it sounded, I don't know where it came from. It was like, it's actually going to sound odd me saying this, and some people might think, oh well, of course you're going to say that. It sounded like cogs, like two cogs doing what cogs do basically. But it didn't sound healthy. They didn't sound like healthy cogs. I'm not saying they were cogs, it was just two pieces of metal. But then again, cogs don't grind together. The cogs mesh together, don't they? So I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not an engineer. I'm not standing here claiming to be an engineer. I'm no Fred Dibner in any stretch of the imagination. I've heard something, end of. You make your own mind up what that is. I'm never going to find what it is. I've just heard it. Can you make that sound again for me, that noise? Maybe that's you working, doing something now. You might be forging something. You might be forging metal. You might be grinding metal in order to maintain guns or tanks that might be here. I don't know. I don't know what they did. I wasn't around in them days. Silence. Maybe it was a one-off thing I heard. It was a noise that may have been travelling through the air from a distance, who knows. But I can only say what I'm hearing. That's about as honest I can possibly be with all you kind people at home. If there is someone here and you can hear me, all I can do is just talk to you in some way so that you get more of an understanding of who I am. I'm Stuart, alright? I say this to everyone. I'm 49, okay? I'm from an area called Stockport, alright? It's just outside of Manchester. You might be familiar with that, you might not be, but that's where I'm from, okay? I'm one of the good guys. I'm not here to cause any problems whatsoever. I'm just trying to put myself out there so you can understand me, so that hopefully that you will come forward and maybe shake my hand, do anything at all. you might not like me. You might find me repulsive. You might be thinking, you know, get out. Well, if you want me out, you're going to have to physically throw me out. That's what you've got to do. In order for me to leave, you've got to get me by the scruff of the neck and give me a good kick up the arse and get me outside. That's the only way you're going to get me outside. But, you know, I'm not a violent person. Right, I've just heard talking in the distance, and I don't know what direction it came from because I've got fake walls that side and I've got fake walls behind me. But it was just here in the ether. When I talk, it doesn't echo. Something just moved them. I was stood next to that. I was stood this distance from there with my camera there. My hand was down here. I can touch these suitcases. I didn't touch them. Okay? That's my hand on the suitcase. I'm being honest. Okay? I can't be any more open and transparent as I am now. I could have done that. I could have done that. Okay? I could have stood here, talked and done that and passed it off as something paranormal. I didn't, okay? But something moved slightly then. And I know it was one of those cases. I'm not going to expect you to believe me. I'm truly not, because if I was at home watching this, I'd probably think, oh yeah, you probably did it with your hand. But hey, you can only go off what I'm telling you, people. Some will believe, some won't, okay? But that's just the way it is. And you'll be thinking, well, you need more cameras. We do, but it's old time. It's old time, all this. We could go on and on and on with all this and never get anything bloody done. Okay, maybe you have heard me. Could you please move one of these suitcases? Whether they're original to the days of war, I don't know. I mean, they are old suitcases, granted. And they've probably been on a few trips to Benidorm as well. Hey? Yeah. Been in a few, 2-3 star all-inclusive hotels. Hey? Can you move one of these suitcases? Make that noise like you've just done. Or was that a figment of my imagination? I honestly don't know. Well, let's move away from it anyway, Stuart. I'm talking to you like this so that, you'll understand me and you'll do something for me. We can work together with this, guys. If there's anything at all I can do for you, I will. I'll help you out as much as I possibly can. I'm going to stand away from them suitcases. If you want to follow me home and come and live with me, you can do. I've never said that before. I don't know why I've said it. I just felt the need to say it. Yeah, if you want to come and live with me, you can do. All I ask is that you keep the house clean. You clean up when you've done any cooking. Alright? You wipe the shower down. You keep the toilet clean. Any breadcrumbs, you clean up. Don't make a mess, is all I'm saying. You're more than welcome to jump in my car and come back with me. Back to Manchester. Okay? It's all free rent for you. You won't have to pay a damn thing. Thank you very much. Come and walk again if that was you. I know there were footsteps. I heard them. I'm going to stand still and leave the camera on the ground now. I'm not saying anything. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Perfect. Wow. That was amazing. I just want to say thank you so much for what you've just done there. I say it to everyone, you didn't need to do it, but you've done it. All I've done is ask politely that you do something for me, and you just have. I don't know whether you need me to explain what's just gone on, but we've just heard footsteps along here. That's them saying we're here. I'm not nervous, I'm not frightened, I'm not going to run screaming and bawling and shouting. There's no point. I don't think it's a negative energy. Did that do that because I asked, or did it do it because it was doing its daily chores? I don't have the answer for that. But one thing we do know, guys, is that we've just heard footsteps. Fuck me. I don't believe we're ever going to see anything here. It's more audible. In other words, we're going to hear things. But while those footsteps were happening, you will have heard the wind outside, okay? And things banging and clanging in the distance outside. Fucking hell. It's my shadow. I'm frightened of my own shadow. I thought that was something stood there next to me. It's my shadow on the floor. That's two things. We've got the pipe tobacco and those footsteps. Let's go back to the suitcases. I did hear another noise when I panned from there over to there. There was a noise in the distance, but I can't remember what that was now, in all fairness. Well, I just want to say thank you very much for that. That was amazing. I'd love to hear it again. If you could walk towards where I am now. If you could do that, awesome. I'll love you forever. No, I really don't know. Can't hear anything other than the noise outside. It's when you're talking, isn't it? It's when you're talking, things happen. They've got to get used to me now. They've got to. They can't think I'm a bad guy. Whoever's out there now listening to me has got to think he's one of the good guys. He's one of us. Stuart's okay. And it's good, you know, just to do this, just to talk about absolute nothing, just nonsense, just talk utter bullshit. Yeah, let them get used to who you are. It's gone quiet now. But just that one thing, just those Footsteps. It's just incredible, absolutely amazing. If nothing else happens, that will do for me. Rock on Tommy, eh? That will do for me, Tommy, yeah. The suitcases, nothing. But I know I heard something and it wasn't me touching them. But that's okay as well. I think the footsteps are the most important thing, because that's quite a regular thing, and anyone who ever does this, either for a living or they do it part-time for a hobby, they'll probably inclined to say that they'll get more footsteps than anything else. They truly will. It's just a common thing. Footsteps in this industry now are as common as us waking up, breathing and blinking. And that's a good thing, because it shows us that there is life on the other side. Are there any females here? Are there any ladies? Any nice ladies at all present with me now that would like to come forward and give me a kiss on my cheek and give me a nice big hug? Hey? If you'd like to come and greet me, you're more than welcome. I don't know what that noise was. Trouble with doing this is you get all these outside noises, but I've just heard two bangs in the distance, and I don't know if there's any point in me actually going over there, because let's face it, the reality is, I'm in, you've seen it yourself, I'm in an old style hangar. That's it. There's nothing scary about where I'm at, okay? All this is just, it's all makeup, it's all set dressing. There's nothing haunted, there's nothing scary about this, alright? It's the land that we're on. They're not walking round these corridors. You know, they're probably just walking through things. They probably don't even see any of this stuff. They're just walking through. They probably see a road or a field. You know, other buildings, people, machinery, guns, tanks, you know, barbed wire, that kind of shit, flags in the air. They see all that. You know, I don't believe they see any of this. But that's my opinion, all right? Someone else might say completely differently and say, no, they don't see any of that. They see all this, and that's your opinion, and you are welcome to it, my friend. Yeah. The noise came from down here. There was two bangs, all right? I don't know whether it was two bangs on the door, two bangs on this. I don't know. That noise was the roof. Okay. Hey. Okay, chaps, lads and lasses, I'm going to depart this here party now. I'm going to love you and leave you. Bon voyage, all that. Alright, but thank you very much for everything you've done. It's much appreciated. I truly appreciate every little thing that you do for me, whether it's here or other places in the country. But like I said before, the offer's there. If you wish to travel back home with me, you can do. People might think I'm, you know, being a bit silly saying stuff like that, but I actually do mean it. I would love nothing more than for a nice spirit to come back with me. And if he wants to live with me, he can do, because you never know where that relationship might lead to. Yeah. We've not, everyone at Most Haunted, you know, Carly Vet, all that lot, we've not scratched the surface of this yet. We have found out loads of information over the years, but like Carl always says, there's no experts living, and all the experts around are on the other side is when you're dead and buried. When you come back, then you're an expert. Until then, it's just guesswork, and it really is. It's all guesswork. But there's certain times when things are happening around you, you've got to call it. You've got to say, yeah, that is paranormal. That's a ghost. That's a poltergeist. You know, you've got to know when to say, no, that's a door making that noise, it's banging. Or that was a spirit doing that. You've got to know the difference between what is and what isn't. You've got to be very, very realistic and honest with yourself. Yeah. And I've always said, and I'll say it to my dying days, this is the best. For me, I love doing this. It's the best job in the world, the best feeling in the world. It's not a job, it's a way of life now, this, because I know what's on the other side. I know there's stuff there. I can talk to a loved one, a relative, friend, whoever who's passed away. I know 150% they're going to be there listening to me. And I do it on a regular basis. I often talk out to them. And you'll hear them reply back in some way or another. They might not talk to you, but there'll be a sound made. Something moved. That's their way of saying we're here. I'll listen to you. You should try it at home, people. You might be surprised, but I'll love you and leave you, okay? Sorry for going on, but that's just what I'm like. Thank you and good night.